Hello listeners, I got kicked off Meridian, but I'm back again here. It's me, Alexa Jones. Welcome to the voicemail cast the establishment doesn't want you to hear. Folks, the world we live in is an amazing thing. We're people, living, breathing, going about our lives with the best of hopes, the best of who we are. And that's how God intended it, that's how it's supposed to be, that's how it's all been done. So sure, that's great, there's that feeling of it'll all work out, but I gotta tell ya, it's not that easy sometimes. See, the world is an amazing place, but there's always a but, that's the problem, a big giant, but that gets in the way of all of us living as God intended. You know me, I'm hunting down that but, all those creepy crawly bad guys that scurry in the night, with their night vision eyes and ears that look like a rusted out body panel on your car. Those are the ones you gotta watch out for. Take these scientists. Now, I'm not anti-science, far from it, we should know what the world is made of. Imagine if we thought the world was flat. I mean, there's people that do, and that's not right. There's something wrong there, because if the world was flat, then there'd be this other side of the world, and who the hell is going to live there? Probably lizard people or mole men or something, and knowing that we'd probably have to go to war with them because they're playing their mole men music too loud, and humanity needs a good night's sleep for work tomorrow. So flat earthers are wrong. There's no pounding music from the other side of the flat earth parties, and that means no mole men, and that means the world is round. That's science. That's the good stuff, flat earthers aside, and you know, there's still great evil in the world, those bad guys. You know they're ugly, like really ugly, but that's nothing on how much they get done. Evil's got a big ass camping board, and like everything is in progress. We take a lot for granted from science, that's okay, it doesn't mind, but no one's watching the store. There's some seriously entrenched stuff that's been around for decades, and it's getting in the way of everyone's living healthy, happy lives. So you gotta look at what are the cause and effects of all this, because we have these health problems now, and that cause and effect is the basis for science itself. Healthcare used to be going to your doctor, but now, no healthcare is a huge thing, and if you break your arm, you get to stand in line like the as an amusement park ride. We pay the insurance companies for that. They're the ones selling the ticket to the rollercoaster of healthcare. But that's effect, right? That's only half of what's going on. We gotta know the cause too, that's where it's all coming from, the reason we get on that really crappy rollercoaster to begin with. I know, I figured it out, it's like the other side of flat earth, the one that has the mole men, and those mole men work under the guise of science, because what better way to hide out than to hide right there in a place like science. I'm talking about the particle accelerator, you know, the cyclotron. It was crude but it worked, and what they discovered was beyond expectations. You know we breathe oxygen, right? Oxygen is the giver of life, it's an element, the third most common in the universe, which really works for us, because we breathe it. Like if the earth was flat, the mole men on the other side probably breathe it too, and then we'd have to go to war with them for the oxygen. Inside of oxygen is three things: protons, neutrons, and electrons. That's the important stuff. That's what makes oxygen, not nitrogen, right? So you have 8 of each of those things. 8 protons, 8 neutrons, 8 electrons. We can ignore the electrons, they kind of do whatever anyway, they're like way out in the back 40 compared to the protons and neutrons. And that's what these so-called scientists discovered. They can make oxygen with 1/2 proton. Unbelievable, I know, but this is evil science. So that's now 8 electrons, 8 neutrons, and 7.5 protons. They called it noxygen. It's not oxygen, but it's kind of like it. And it causes harm to living things. Given enough of it, it slowly poisons everything. This noxygen, it does that. So they kept making more, trying to study it. And now you have the Large Hadron Collider, which, let me tell you, it's like the Chernobyl of noxygen. Whoopsie. They're bad. Now noxygen is everywhere. But do you know who noticed? The health insurance companies and cable companies. Now people have to pay more from noxygen poisoning, but it doesn't show up like that. It's obesity and cancer and dangerous glutens. That's how they got into it all, and they figured it out. They could make noxygen with big rings of optical cable. Just like the Large Hadron Collider, it's a huge ring. Now Michael Key's got this whole healthcare in your cable bundle thing, and that's them, the cable provider, putting noxygen-emitting fiber cable accelerators right in your neighborhoods. Listen to Pat Curran at Spectrafinity talk about it, it's like the next great thing. It's literally in their advertising. I know I called their help desk. I had to sit on hold with them for like 6 hours recently and eventually had to buy the Fast Pass rental for an additional $20 a month. Do it yourself, listen to the ads, 267-710-6880, it's out in the open. And so is the noxygen. They're installing the fiber accelerators to make noxygen, so we have to buy healthcare, which is going to be part of your cable bundle. They're making so much money that they're putting in more poison fiber optics every day. That's evil on a scale that's hard to comprehend. It's killing people in the name of profits with an evil little chemical they make. Now you know. Now you need to tell others. All that dark fiber is destroying the planet. I'm Alexa Jones. Follow me in my voicemail cast every day at 11 p.m. Dial in for the latest. Don't delete the voicemails.